Shawn, what do you think it is in this era, this generation of young American champions? Tiafimo rubbing everyone the wrong way with the racist stuff lately. Ryan did the same in the aftermath of the Haney fight. He popped for PD, blows weight.
Hey,
Haney stock, whether it's the lawsuit or whether it's just people not feeling him, just period. They're not. His stock is down. Gervonta's had his outside the ring problems. Shakur, in some of his performances, he draws the ire of Cam and Mace and the main people that don't even watch boxing like that are critics. And then now Keyshawn does this. Why do you think this is, Shawn? What's going on?
I can't really call it.
I think it's a deeper answer than boxing. I think it's a society culture thing. Some of it
that was kind of what I was going to allude to. I think that, I know personally, I took the responsibility myself personally to try to change the image of boxing. It is the bad boys of sports. And I've taken it upon myself personally to try to change that narrative. And I think that there's been tons of others who have tried to, or not intentionally. I was intentional. And I know that my boy War was intentional. And I know there's others that were intentional about it, but other guys just seem to go away from the ugly stuff and welcome the good stuff, and I think that you're right. I think it's a society thing. It's a generational thing that it's like it kind of is what it is. The badder you're doing, the gooder you're doing it. It's like a double entendre. You know what I mean? So I don't like it. I hate it, and I hope that this wave that goes across the boxing world. I hope that these young kids, these amateurs that are seeing it, they learn from it opposed to admiring it. I can't imagine anybody admiring what happened the other night, especially the way that it was depicted on ESPN. ESPN did their job. Osuna and Bernardo and all those guys, they did their job. And I appreciated them for doing their job. A lot of times I'm like, man, why are you showing that? But I feel as if this could lead to some good for the future of boxing and boxers.
The truth shall set you free. And sometimes the ugly truth has to be given so we can move accordingly to it. We can digest it, consume it. Okay, this doesn't taste good. Okay, well, if it doesn't taste good, then move accordingly thereafter.
And what do fighters do? We go back and we watch our fights
right
afterward. Well, I didn't, but we go back and we watch our mistakes, so on and so forth. Like, it was mind blowing to me to see that Keyshawn had to go back to get his baby. That's going to be everywhere. There's no way he won't see that and make the correction that he needs to make to prevent anything like that from ever happening again. So for those reasons, I appreciated ESPN for doing what they did.
Well, these young men are growing up in the public eye before all of us. And it's like, well, if we don't hold them accountable, then we're kind of being enablers, right? Us having a voice to speak. And so it's a fine line we're trying to walk, where we're not trying to condemn them for making mistakes in their 20s. Lord knows I did. You did, Shawn. Maybe hell, I made a lot worse mistakes than they did at their age. And I wasn't making millions of dollars in prize fights, changing my family and my legacies.
Right.
I don't want this to come off like these young men aren't accomplishing things. They are. Literally, with their bare hands, they're becoming millionaires and changing their whole lives and their families' lives. But if we don't keep it real, then we're being enablers, aren't we? So I would just sum up this Keyshawn Davis thing with this. They say money and success shows you who someone really is. I don't believe in my time being around Keyshawn Davis that is who he really is, or that's all he is. I don't believe that. So I look forward to him showing and proving to everybody that that's not what he's really all about. I think, he's still got a bright future.
And who knows, with everything that was going on, and he's, like you say, he's out there eating the popcorn and kind of, putting in everybody's face. There's no telling what's going on in his mind mentally, emotionally, from not being able to perform that night. He made it seem like it wasn't a big deal, and I'm moving up to 140 and all that kind of stuff. But when you get a reaction to his brother losing like that, that could have been all of the energy That was
Absolutely.
everything that's going on. And
Yeah, that wasn't just his brother losing. That was the frustration of the entire week. And his brother losing, it's like it made it all hit home.
yeah.
And there's no escaping it now. This is real. This nightmare of a weekend is real.
I
And
never appreciated the athletes that solicited an apology, and you could tell, like, y'all told her to say, to say that. But my man, the DB3, I think with the exception of Calvin, they got to apologize. They got to come out. They got to, they got to right this wrong. And I think it starts verbally. Then it starts with action. But you got to answer this bell. If you don't answer this bell, the longer it takes for you to answer this bell, the people are going to hang this over their head for a long time. So smartest thing for them to do is answer the bell, solicit that apology, make it authentic and real. And don't put it on X in type form. You got to do an interview or you got to do a video, and you ain't got to cry and all that kind of stuff, but people need to see the sincerity, and you need to remind them of who you actually are, now who you showed yourself to be. Two different things.
yeah, Albright wants a check. Albright is like, forget charges, forget this. Can I just fight? Can I get a fight at 140 with Keyshawn? Can I get that Keyshawn Davis money instead of that Kelvin?
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm a little older and mature now. I'm like, well, he about to get a nice little, but he going a different route with it. You got to respect him for that. I didn't know anything about him coming into this fight, so got to respect him for that as
I mean, they
well.
kind of already have unfinished business. That their original fight became a no contest. So
Okay.
yeah, and it was a majority decision as it stood. So he was. I don't know. There's other journalists I've spoke to who are like they think us entertaining Keyshawn and Albright at 140 is like a injustice to the situation. Like we're, you know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
No, I don't. I don't.
That's what Albright wants.
Boxing is usually not personal. Usually.
Yeah.
But every now and then it can be. And when it can be, as long as you can control the environment
Usually
until
fun
they
to
get in
watch.
the ring, it could lead to something great. So I think they should do it.